why it took me this long to learn the satin stitch, but seriously, it is a game changer. So if you are on the hunt for a great tutorial to teach you how to do the satin stitch once and for all, you are in the right place. So please hit that subscribe button. Comment down below if you have any questions throughout the video. But yeah, let's get into what is a satin stitch. I wrote it down. A satin stitch is a series of zigzags that are sewn very close together. So if you've ever done a zigzag stitch, satin stitch is essentially the same thing, but it looks nicer. And it almost looks like embroidery without the cost of buying an embroidery machine. I know. So I'm going to teach you how to do the satin stitch on your machine. Most machines come with this particular stitch. If not, you could probably get away with using your zigzag. But we're going to go through all that in this video, and we're going to learn that you can applique. Applique just means that we put a piece of fabric on top of another piece of fabric and then just sew it around it. And that you can do letters. It is literally like having an embroidery machine in your house. We're going to play with the stitch, see what all of it does. And we're even going to learn that you can make your own letters. How cool is that? I mean, so many possibilities. Now, if you're coming from my toe bean stocking sewing tutorial, you're in the right place. I'm going to show you how to apply your little toe beans onto your stocking with the satin stitch. But there are so many different types of stitches that you can use to sew an applique, but this one honestly is the best one, in my opinion. Okay, so here is my sewing machine. It is a Janome MC6700P. This is what I'm going to be demonstrating my satin stitch on for you guys. You can usually achieve a satin stitch on most beginner level machines all the way up to high-end machine. It is very common stitch, and it really is just a really tight zigzag. So I have my diagram here, which has all of my stitches. So if you have a beginner model machine that has, you know, like 200 stitches, then you're probably going to be able to find it. And I am going to be using 046 right there. So as you can see, it is a very tight zigzag. It is actually kind of next to a lot of different types of stitches that can be used for applique. But like I said, we're going to be working on this one in particular, and we're going to do a few little test runs. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put my machine into mode 2 to access those stitches and type in 046. Okay, so as you can see on my machine, now it's going to ask me to put in the F foot, and that is going to be a satin stitch foot. This is actually an open-toed satin stitch foot, but there might be a closed-toed one, which it just means that there's a piece of plastic across here. It's most likely going to be clear just so that you have the greatest visibility, and it also has sort of a little like groove at the bottom because you are going to be going over thicker stitching. So that is not going to get in the way. And then you have sort of these two little skis that are just going to glide on either side of your satin stitches. So I'm going to go ahead and change out my presser foot for this one. Now I will have a link down below if you don't have one of these, if it didn't come with your machine, for a few different variations, some universal feet depending on your machines. And then of course a Janome one so that you can grab that one as well. I'm going to highly recommend that you have some pieces of fabric. I have this cotton fabric. I put some medium weight interfacing on the back. That's going to work best with our satin stitching. Also having a little notepad close on hand, because we're going to be tinkering with these different settings. And if you like one, then you want to remember the width and the length of your stitches. So you're going to want to write it down. So if you notice, I actually wrote down my favorite satin stitch, which is 3.9 by 0.35. So, and then I can just, refer to I have this next to my machine. Every time I do any sort of new stitching, I always add it to that little notepad, and I just leave it here, and it's used for nothing else. Okay. So as you can see, it came with a default of 4.5 to 0.30. So that is the width and that is the length. So it's a really small number because these stitches are going to be really, really close together. So let's go ahead and take our fabric and we are just going to see what happens, see what it does. Okay, so I'm just going to start sewing. Okay, let's do a little bit there so we can check it out. And you can see that it has a really nice and thick. So that is just shy of 1/4 of an inch. And then you can see that the stitching is really close together and you can't barely see any of the fabric underneath. Now that's going to be important depending on your project. If you don't want it to be too close together, you can increase this. So let's just see what happens when we increase that, and we'll keep the stitch width the same. Okay, so very much it just looks like a normal zigzag stitch there. So the idea of the satin stitch is that it's very close together and it almost looks like embroidery, which is another thing. If you don't have an embroidery machine, you're going to have a ton of fun with this. So I'm going to turn that back down. It was at 0.30, but we're going to crank this all the way up. It goes all the way up to 6, and I'm going to increase that a little bit. Let's see what happens. Now, I really love that thick. That is like 1/4 of an inch. I'm probably going to keep that down. Now, the reason why is because I can literally make letters with this stitch. Just like embroidery. How cool is that? I love that. Now let's go down and let's see how thin. Oh, you can go really thin. Let's do a 1 and see what that looks like. Now you can draw, you can thread paint with this. There's just so many. Look at how tiny that is. That's so cute. There's just so many. So really just kind of play with it and see what width you like. You can also make little swatches that you can keep in a drawer and maybe do every single width. So this is 1, this is 2, we'll go up to 3. Create these little swatches and then you can easily go back to them. And you can see, is that what I want for my project? And if you're seeing that there's just like a little bit of fabric in between the threads and you don't like that, then you can turn it down, turn that knob down, which is the distance. It'll make it a lot denser. So that's what it was before, and that's what it looks like now. Now I'm going to show you an example of me appliquing something. So you've discovered your satin stitch, and now you're like, I really want to put something on top of something else. Maybe it is quilting, maybe it is a shirt. I'm going to go refer to my favorite stitch, which was 3.9 by 0.35. And I'm just going to line up this fabric with the middle of my presser foot. And if I line up that edge with the little mark in there, then I know the needle is going to go from this side to this side. And that's what we want. We want it to go over top of the raw edge of the fabric. I'll take it out and take a look. And you can see that that is beautifully appliquing that fabric right on top. How cute is that? I'm amazed every time. Okay, so we have our paw stocking. As you can see, I didn't put any interfacing. I didn't glue it. So you don't really have to do all those steps, but just if you are a little nervous, then you can definitely put some basting glue under here just to make sure. But because it's fleece on fleece, it kind of actually already kind of sticks together. So I'm not too worried about that. I have my machine set at 3.9 by 0.35. That is my favorite for my fleece because it's already a fluffy fabric. It kind of fills in the gaps of the thread, but if you want to turn down your stitch distance, then you can do that. And we're just going to start going. Now, you just want to make sure that that edge is really under. It's really getting hit by that needle. It's just slowly check back to make sure it looks beautiful. I'm using the wrong needle for this project. I can already hear it. If it's punching, that's not going to work. And it could be dull, but I'm just going to put in, because the fabric is so, it's not very thick. I mean, fleece is thick, don't get me wrong, but it's not that thick. Put that through there, and then we can continue on. Might need to turn it a little bit. Make sure that that fabric is still Okay. Now we can pull it out and we can take a look. Now, of course, this is still a skill level at the end of the day, and it might not be absolutely beautiful, but you know, you just gotta try and hope and just keep practicing. Okay, so I hope that you enjoyed this video and you learned a new stitch. And if it took you a really long time to learn this stitch, please let me know in the comments, because sometimes we hold ourselves back. And hopefully you'll hang out with me, subscribe to the channel, and we will learn all the things that we need to learn to be able to make beautiful products. And you save yourself some money and don't have to go out and buy an embroidery machine. I mean, I still want to get an embroidery machine, but this is a really good way to kind of bridge the gap until I get one. So yeah, thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.